This is YG Nyghtstorm. Welcome to my vlog. Let's get it. I'm YG Nyghtstorm, and today we're going to be talking about a very, very serious topic, and that is the loss of a child. And unfortunately, in our nation, lots of mothers, fathers, parents from all walks of life are losing their children every single day. Now, we see a lot of this stuff on network television and on the cable networks about tragedies happening in movie theaters and unfortunate events happening in schools with some of our youngest victims. But there are hundreds, thousands of stories that we don't hear about from parents who are suffering a grave loss of a child. And if you're going through this, a lot of people are not going to understand the pain that you are dealing with because it's unnatural. Children are supposed to bury their parents, not the other way around. Unfortunately, in my own personal walk with my own family, we had to do such a thing as bury our child. His name was Victor, and he was the oldest of my wife and I's 7 children, and he was 19 years old, and he died while doing his job. And I'm not going to elaborate on what actually happened to my son out of respect for my family and for him, but I will tell you that when he passed, he was a man of exemplary character, and you never really know what kind of job you did as a parent until you meet people whom you've never seen before, but they knew your child, and they say, he was an exemplary person, and we can see where he got his character from. That is the biggest pat on the back any parent could ever hope for, because you just really never know. But when my wife and I were going through this very serious time, back in 2008, we suffered. We suffered greatly. We had just remarried. We were married earlier before in 2004, and neither one of us could get our act together, and the marriage suffered and divorced very quickly. But we loved each other enough to keep on fighting and trying, and we remarried early in January of 2008, a little bit after my birthday and right on our anniversary. And a few weeks had passed, and we was rolling into the end of January, and that's when he passed away. And he died one day before my wife's birthday. So I'm sure you understand how tough it is each January and February as our family transitions. We celebrate my birthday, we celebrate our marriage, we celebrate life, and then we have to remember the passing of our son, and the very next day is his mother's birthday. So when I talk about this type of stuff, I'm coming from personal knowledge. This is nothing that I read in a book. But I want to encourage you, all parents, strong mothers and fathers who are going through this. Unfortunately, it will never go away. The pain will never go away. But you will become stronger. And this is how my wife and I did it. We had to go through our cycle of shock when it originally happened. Then we go through anger. Why did this happen? We want answers. We want blood. We want to know why our child was taken. Even in our prayers, we're like, Father God, why has my child been taken from me? What did I do to cause this? And sometimes you won't get an answer. You won't. And once you go through that anger process, when you're mad at the world, then comes grieving and great sadness. Because you realize, as much as you want to protect your children from the world, in a lot of cases, you're powerless. And after the grieving process and the sadness comes, finally, acceptance. They're gone. There's nothing you can do about it. I had to hold my wife. I had to hold my 6 surviving children, as we all went through this process differently and at different times. And I would shield my emotions because I had to be strong for my family. I had to be that rock, but I would secretly, alone, when no one was looking, cry out to God and say why, and wonder why I was powerless to save my boy. He didn't do anything wrong. He did his job, but he lost his life. Unfortunately, that's the way life is. But it's your job to keep on going. This is a very tough subject for me to talk about. And I talk about a lot of stuff in my seminars on helping people go through traumatic issues, but this is always the toughest because out of everything that I have personally survived, I survived being raped as a child when I was 11 years old. I survived being homeless. I survived being in an abusive household. I've survived multiple marriages and even, unfortunately, suicidal attempts because of everything bad that was going on in my life. I made some very bad choices in life, and I've had to suffer the karma from it. But you put all of my adversity together, and it doesn't compare to 1/10 of the pain that we went through when we buried our boy. So for all the families suffering the loss of a child, for all of the parents and the people out there going through traumatic issues, I want to tell you, keep on going, keep on fighting, but most importantly, keep on living so you can create a strong legacy for your babies.